Nate, welcome to the show.
Thank y'all so much.
And so many nicknames I mean, the following that you have. Were you surprised by how well people responded to you?
A little bit, yeah. I was kind of surprised and shocked just to hear that I've got a little bit of excitement that I send out to the world. So it's fun to know that people want to jump in with that. And I've been encouraged by a lot of the people I've seen on the show and in other walks of life in my travels. And so I love that I get to pass on some of that and bring people along.
You know, this is so incredible, your story. I mean, obviously you've had peaks and valleys during your training, right? You've been injured twice, but talk to me about training for, you were running glaciers or what was that? Were you doing? You were actually, where were you living?
So as an engineer in oil and gas, it's given me the opportunity to travel a good bit,
right?
Which is fun and exciting, but hard to be focused on training for Ninja Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
So what I do is I try to take the mentality of wherever I am, use what I have available. So if I'm in Africa and there's trees and vines and a few of the local people that are playing football or soccer as we know it, then I jump in and join them on that. Now, when I lived in Norway, they don't have a lot of trees and vines. There's a lot more mountains, and I got the opportunity to go to the North Pole. So this is a shot over here from West Africa. So I'm working on a small island there in Equatorial Guinea, just off the coast of Nigeria. And when I'm there, there's a few local, and here's some few clips from time in Norway.
Were you climbing a lighthouse just now?
I was.
No big deal. No big deal. Just get a workout in.
So this is the North Pole, little shot up there. It's a negative 40 degrees in that picture, and just getting to see the northern lights. Like, it's incredible beauty. And for me, it's an enjoyable experience, but I rarely get to train specifically for Ninja Warrior. So what I do, wherever I am, I try to be creative with what opportunities I have. So if it's trying to do something a little bit more balance-oriented or cardio training, if you're hiking up a mountain or up a glacier in this case at the North Pole with negative 40-degree temperatures, you got to think about, how do I relate this to a Ninja Warrior training mentality? If you're getting out in the cold as that is, you've got to be very limited in the exposure to that temperature. So if you go outside and do something, you need to do it quick. You need to be prepared. You know where you're going. Don't get lost off in a different part of the environment where you could totally get lost and no one bring you back. So people die out there. So knowing that, it's like, how does that equate to Ninja Warrior? Well, you have a limited time with Ninja Warrior as far as on the show. So you got a countdown. You can see 2 minutes and 30 seconds for this finals run. And in that, when you get on an obstacle, like, I've only got so much grip strength. So the longer I hang on one of these obstacles, the higher chance I'm going to fall off and be disqualified and fail. So I've got to have a plan of how I'm going to quickly get on and get off of this without, and solving this puzzle. So that's the same thing I approach with training. Like, how can I apply some of that, solve the puzzle, get through quickly?
And the mental strength to go along with this. And we have to remind our viewers that when you're on that run, on a TV show, that's the first time you're doing it.
That's correct. We've just seen the obstacles maybe a few hours before or the night before. We're not allowed to test them or get on them.
Yeah.
And they're new. So they're built so that you don't have any prior experience with them, which is tough. You think about most athletes playing sports, they're out there practicing the same repetition for years.
Yeah. Over and over and over again.
I can't imagine the pressure. Is it true that you have two brothers who have also competed on the show,
I do.
Joel and Ben?
I've got two younger brothers, Joel and Ben, and they've both been on and advanced to the regional finals. So I've made the breakthrough into the national finals. I'm hoping that they get to follow suit, jump in. It'd be fun to have all three of them there.
Oh, that
have all
is
three of us together.
Awesome.
But they're good bros. That's my youngest brother, Ben. That's my middle brother, Joel. And I'm the oldest, so we're a 5- and 10-year gap.
That is so cool.
It's a good community. Now, my sisters, they're not so interested in doing it. But
you never know.
You never know. Never say never.
And your journey has been a long one with American Ninja Warrior. You qualified in Vegas, right? But you broke your ankle, what, like 2 days before competition?
That's right. Just before I was getting ready to go, which is heartbreaking, right?
Oh, it's got to be.
All the work. I'd applied for the 2 years before that. Applied, got rejected, applied. Got a call by the producer saying, hey, is your brother applying this year? I said, yes. They said, cool, we want him on the show, not you. I was like, which actually, I was really excited for him, but disappointed that I didn't get another chance. So the 3rd year, I finally got accepted, got on, did well, made it through the regionals, made it to the national finals, was excited, like, yes, I can beat this thing, let's go. Finally, it was worth it. And then fractured my ankle, grade 3 sprain on my ankle. I don't know if we got any pictures there. They look pretty grotesque.
So
but
2 ankle injuries essentially prevented you from competing. But you were saying during commercial break, despite the 2nd serious injury, because a sprain takes longer to recover from than the break, you still wanted to run the course anyway?
That's right. So when I got my chance back in 2016 and injured that ankle, I knew that there was a very low chance I'd ever get back there. You don't always get guaranteed to get back on the show. You definitely don't have a high chance of returning to the national finals. So I was like, I may never get another chance. I'm going to do everything I can to get through this. So I did a football tape wrap, put a big ankle brace on, and then took some ibuprofen and went after the course and kind of peg-legged it. Didn't work out. And so I never thought I'd have another chance. And the next 2 years was missing that national final spot by 1 year. And so this is why I was living overseas in Africa and in Norway and still training, but just moved home last year, got a chance, made it through the regional qualifiers, regional finals, advanced to the national finals, and then 2 weeks ago on Monday night, got through and beat the national finals stage 1 round.
Oh, it's so awesome.
It's
and
fantastic.
Everything that you've been through, and I just, the mental capacity to be able to, and we've met some of the teammates, the other Houstonians that are on the show, and you all are very different, come from very different lives, but I think one thing that weaves you all together, and that's basically heart and soul.
Yeah.
I mean, if you believe in something and you want it, you have that fire in your belly, as I like to say.
Yeah.
It's so incredible what that does to you to keep you going.
That's right. Yeah, we do have a great community. You'll see on the show, like everyone is really supportive of each other. Even if it means if someone does better than me and knocks me out, I'm still wanting to see them do the best they can. And it's hard to do that as an athlete because of what you put into it. But that's what I love about this team mentality. It's like we're all together against the course instead of against each other. And so when we have that, it helps you persevere because you know someone's on your sideline encouraging you on the show, but more importantly, behind the scenes in real life.
And that definitely comes through on the show. Nate, we are certainly big fans. We're rooting for you.
We are.
A reminder, by the way, that you can see Nate along with those other Houstonians competing on American Ninja Warrior Monday nights at 7 p.m. right here on KPRC Channel 2. Rooting for you. Good luck.
Thank y'all. Monday night, round 2.
Yes, good luck. Still ahead, guys.